In this video, you'll be learning how to make a ghost. This is perfect for absolute beginners and is super cute. If you have zero experience in crocheting, don't worry because we'll be going nice and slow, so let you understand each step before moving on to the next one. If you like the ghost, you can find the rhythm pattern on our Instagram page at Animal Crochet Store. And without further ado, let's get started. So the materials that you'll need to create a ghost is a roll of white yarn and a roll of pink yarn, your crochet hook, Tapestry needle, a stitch marker, your stuffing, a pair of scissors, a pair of eyes. To start off, you'll need to take your white yarn and you want to create a magic circle. So to create a magic circle, you will have to put your yarn in between your last two fingers, run it over your middle two and over your index finger. Then you want a little bit over 2 times. So now there's 2 loops on your finger and you can create your first single crochet. So in the first round you will have to do 6 single crochet in the magic ring. So insert your hook under both loops and you want to pull out the then you want yarn over and pull through. That is our snip knot. And now we'll start a single crochet. So to create a single crochet, you have to insert your hook under both loops, pull out the yarn. There's 2 loops on your hook and you want yarn over and pull through both loops. That's our first single crochet. We'll have to do that 6 more times. Now you can count your stitches. Looking at this braid-like structure, each braid. Each of the 2 loops represents 1 stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Once you're done with your 6 single crochet, you want to close up your magic ring. So to do that, you'll have to pull this little yarn end slightly. So you realize one is moving. You want to take that one and pull it from the bottom. So by that, you close up the other loop. And now you just have to pull this yarn end tight. And that's how you create a magic ring. So before moving on to our second round, you want to take your stitch marker and insert it under both loops of your last chain. Like this. And in our second round, we'll have to do increase for 6 times. So an increase meaning 2 single crochet into the same stitch. So we'll do the first one together. Insert your hook under both loops of your next chain. 1. Pull out the yarn. 2 loops on your hook. You do your first single crochet into the first stitch. You want to insert your hook under both loops of the same stitch. Yarn over, and then you have 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through both loops. Now that's the second single crochet into the same stitch. Now we have to repeat that until we reach our stitch markers. Remove the stitch marker and we'll put in our last increase. 1 and 2. Put back your stitch marker into the last stitch. And after this round, you should have a total of 12 stitches. Let's count it together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Once you get the right amount of stitches, we can move on to our third round. So for our third round, we'll have to do a pattern of 1 single crochet followed up by an increase for 6 times. So 1 single crochet into the next stitch, and you want to put in an increase into the second stitch, 1 and 2. Again, 1 single crochet followed up by an increase, 1 and 2. And you'll just have to repeat the pattern until you reach the stitch marker. Onto our last stitch, remove the stitch marker, and your last stitch should be an increase, 1 and 2. Before moving on, you always want to put back your stitch marker, and at the end of this round you should have a total of 18 stitches. Moving on to our fourth round, we'll do a pattern of 2 single crochet followed up by an increase for 6 times. So our first set, 1 single crochet into our first stitch, 1 single crochet into our second stitch, and then an increase into our third stitch. So 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet into our third stitch. Again, 1, 1, and then 1 and 2. Onto our last set, 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, remove our stitch marker, and we'll put in an increase, 1 and 2. At the end of this round, you should have a total of 24 stitches. Remember to put back your stitch marker, and we can move on to our 5th round. So for our 5th to 7th round, we'll be doing single crochet around, meaning there's no more increases, just put in single crochet into each of the 24 stitches until you reach the 7th round. So I'll see you back when you finished your 7th round. So moving on to our 8th round, you want to put in a single crochet into your next stitch, and we'll need to create the hands for the ghost. So to do that, you want to chain 2, 1 and 2. You skip the first chain, and into the second chain, you want to do a double crochet. So to do a double crochet, you have to yarn over, insert your hook into the chain, pull up the yarn. So there's 3 loops on your hook right now. You want to yarn over, pull through the first 2, and yarn over, pull through the last 2. That's how you do a double crochet. After that, you want to insert your hook back into the second stitch and do a slip stitch. So if you missed that, I'll just do it again. Insert a hook back into the second stitch of the round. Yarn over, pull out the yarn, and pull it through the loop. That's your slip stitch, and now you want to do single crochet 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And we will repeat that hand pattern again. You want to chain 2, 1 and 2. Skip the first stitch and do a double crochet into the second chain. Yarn over, pull out the yarn. Yarn over and pull through the front 2 loops. And yarn over, pull through the back 2 loops. Insert your hook into the same stitch and do a slip stitch. Just pull it through the loop. And now we'll just do single crochet until we reach the stitch markers. Once that's done, you want to put back your stitch marker under both loops of your last stitch, and we can move on to our next round. So for our 9th round, we're only doing single crochet around. So you want to single crochet, skip the hand, and just do normal single crochet. Again, we're onto the hand. We want to skip the hand and put in a single crochet here, and just continue until you reach your stitch marker. Remove the stitch marker and put in your last single crochet. Then put back your stitch marker under both loops of your last stitch. Moving on to our 10th round, we're only doing this pattern in the front loop. So if you take a look at how we normally crochet, we put our hook under both loops and we will do our single crochet. However, for this round, you only want to do it under this loop, which is the one that is closer to you. So there's only one loop on your hook. And we'll do a single crochet, 1 single crochet. And then onto our next stitch, also front loop. You want to put in a double crochet. Yarn over, pull it through both loops in the front and both loops at the back. Again, yarn over, you want to put 2 single crochet into this stitch. Now we have 2 single crochet in the second stitch, and it is only under the front loop. Onto our next stitch, you wanna again front loop only, put in a slip stitch like this, and we'll repeat that pattern of 1 single crochet, 2 double crochet, and a slip stitch for 8 times. Remember, you want to do all of this pattern only in the front loop. And now onto our last stitch, you want to put in a single crochet. Put back your stitch marker onto your last stitch, and we can move on to our 11th round, which is single crochet around, back loops only. So in order to do that, you need to find your back loops, and I believe the first one is this. Yep, this loop right here. And you want to put in a single crochet. This one, you just need a single crochet around, so all you have to do is to find your back loops and insert it into the right. And you should have a total of 24 stitches. That's our last single crochet. And now you want to remove your stitch marker and put it back onto your last stitch that you've just made. And before moving on to our 12th round, you want to put in the eyes. So take your eyes and you can pull like a huge loop. So for the eyes, you want to insert it somewhere in between. I would say like 1 row up from the hand and like 1 stitch away from it, so that we have a space for our blush. And once you're happy with how it looks, you can just put in your washers. And we'll continue on to our 12th round. For our 12th round, we're doing 2 single crochet followed up by a decrease. So we'll do the first set together, 1 single crochet into our next stitch, 1 single crochet into our second stitch, and a decrease. So to do a decrease, you have to insert a hook under both loops of your next chain, pull out your yarn, and you want to insert a hook again into the next chain and pull out yarn. So there's like 3 loops on your hook right now. You want to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops like this. That's your decrease, and we'll have to repeat the pattern of 2 single crochet and a decrease for 6 times. One single crochet, 2 single crochet, and then our decrease. Insert your hook under the first chain, yarn over and pull out the yarn, and into your next chain you also want to pull out the yarn, three loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3, and we'll have to do that 4 more times. Remove your stitch marker 2 loops before, and you can do a decrease. After you're done, remember to put back your stitch marker under both loops of your last stitch. At the end of this round, you should have a total of 18 stitches. Moving on to our 13th round, you want to do a pattern of single crochet followed up by a decrease. So you have to repeat that for 6 times. So 1 single crochet and then the decrease. And on to our last set, 1 single crochet and then our decrease. Put back your stitch marker onto your last stitch and we can start stuffing it. Take a good chunk of stuffing and insert it little by little into your doll. And once you are done with that, we can move on to our last round. For our last round, we're doing 6 decreases. So that's our first decrease. And we'll repeat that until we reach our stitch marker. Onto our last stitch, remove the stitch marker and put in your last decrease. After that, you want to do a slip stitch into the next stitch like this, and you want to cut your yarn. Now you want to thread your needle and insert your needle from the outside to the inside like this. And you can just hide it anywhere inside and cut your yarn. Pull it a bit and you can like adjust the shape of it like this, and we'll move on to the blush. So for our blush, you want to take the pink yarn, cut a good length of it, and then you want to thread it through your needle. Now you want to insert your needle somewhere away from the face and out 1 stitch next to the hand, and you can insert it under the eye. And for the same for the other side, one stitch away from the hand, or maybe like here, and then out the position where you put in your needle, like this. Once you're happy with that, you can just tie them together. Tie the two ends together, secure it. I do 2 knots and I just cut it. And you can just tuck the knot into the body and hide it. And now we have finished the ghost pattern. Thank you for watching.